So in this panel, we'll be hearing the voices regarding best practices that come from each of the 6 continents that Talitha Kum represents. So we'll be hearing more of our own voices right now. To lead us off, I'd like to introduce Sister Dayalini from Sri Lanka. She's representing Asia and their partnership with the youth ambassadors. And Sister Dayalini will be speaking in English.
Thank you, Sister. Especially I thank Sister Abe and the team for giving us this opportunity to share the best practices of Talitha Kum Youth Ambassadors. In the next few moments, I invite you to join me on a journey of discovery, a journey that celebrates the power of partnership with our young ambassadors. In 2021, something remarkable happened. Talitha Kum, in collaboration with young leaders from Italy and Asia, embarked on a journey to train and empower 26 young people as anti-trafficking youth ambassadors. Fast forward to 2022, Talitha Kum International intervened, and we didn't stop at 26 ambassadors. We expanded, training 35 passionate youth from Asia and Africa in our second online course. So now, I am excited to present to you today the remarkable story of our youth ambassadors from Asia and the extraordinary gifts they bring to our mission of combating modern-day slavery. The first, the synergy, a dynamic collaboration fueled by passion and purpose. Our youth ambassadors optimize the power of synergy. As they partner with Talitha Kum members and other stakeholders, their collective efforts create a ripple effect of impact. The second, they bridge crossing the technology divide. In our digital age, technology is both a tool and a barrier. We do agree with that. Fortunately, our youth ambassadors excel at bridging the technology divide. They navigate the digital landscape with ease, using social media, online platforms, and innovate tools to raise awareness and mobilize communities. The third, the hope of tomorrow to end human trafficking. Last but certainly not least, our youth ambassadors embody the power of tomorrow, the unwavering belief that we can eradicate modern-day slavery. Despite the changes, they remain resolute in their commitment to justice and dignity for all. So the youth ambassadors of Asia bring us 3 individual gifts: synergy that multiplies our impact, innovation that bridges technology divides, and hope that fuel our determination. We also have challenges, but I would like to call them as opportunities. As we embark on this important mission to combat modern-day slavery with our young youth ambassadors, we encounter challenges, but we made it an opportunity to innovate, collaborate, and strengthen our efforts. So on a key opportunity lies in connecting all the youth from different networks periodically to strengthen their bonds. Imagine the power of the youth, the globally working together. The empowering youth as advocates of changes. So we may give them the resources, training, and platforms they need to amplify their voices. The third, collaborating across sectors and stakeholders. Dear friends, I really appreciate our youth ambassadors from Asia because they go to their own communities, they know their struggles, they know their peer groups, so they come up with leadership so that we as Talitaku members could walk with them together in partnering fighting against this human trafficking. So I extend a heartfelt invitation to all of you, the networks that are not yet have started, the youth ambassadors in your networks, please start working and inviting the youngsters to journey together with us. Thank you.
And we're grateful for our sisters, especially in Asia, for providing us with this best practice of youth ambassadors. We now take a minute of silence in order to hear more deeply what we've heard.
هذه حقيقة حالة نحن التقينا
And now, excuse me, I have the pleasure of introducing Nayiri Arslanyan, who represents the Middle East, and she will speak about a best practice regarding supporting victims, and Nayiri will also be speaking in English.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. I'm gonna start with a quote. One person is more valued than the whole world. As Marie Euphrasia, the founder of Good Shepherd Sister, said, this is what we do with our victims. And what our Jesus Christ, our Good Shepherd, taught us while he left the 99 and went to find that one. So, we approach to the victims with patient, compassionate, and non-judgmental attitude. It's very essential to be effective in our support. We validate their experience. It's very important for them to feel that we trust them, that we believe in all what they are telling to us. By avoiding questions and believing their path, avoiding questions because they are free to say how much, especially in the beginning of our follow-ups. We met most of our victims or high-risk cases or potential victims. During our awareness sessions, in the most vulnerable areas, especially in the Palestinian camps, they took us alone, end of the session, with a lot of tears, to say that they really want to talk to us. They never know that we're suffering from exploitation. They come to talk to us because they think that they are getting abused. That's the abuse that led them to speak to us. Then, during the awareness session, they found themselves, it's something related to the life that they are living. Then we find out they really suffering. We have a lot of success cases, for sure, and for sure, we have a cases ended up for them to be traffickers after 1.5 years of follow-up. Going for the best practice, we validate their experience. As I said, we prioritize their safety. It's very important when victims come to us, we have to find a safe place for them, because each one of them's case is different and it's very tailored. As a social worker, for me, it's very important to know where to engage them, to collaborate with which NGO or shelter or a safe space for them. Their immediate safety and secure housing, medical care is very important. We provide access to the resources such as counseling, legal assistance, and psychological follow-up. It's very hard to a person who is traumatized for years not to go for a psychological follow-up. We provide them with a new women empowerment project, as I talked yesterday, about the services that we give in the Middle East as a economical and social empowerment, so that we can integrate them in the market and try to find jobs for them. We empower their recovery, encouraging survivors to take small steps towards regaining control to their lives and support their goals and decisions. It's very important. It's much more important thing is to really respect their path, because not always all have the same path in recovery. Maintain confidentiality, respect survivors' privacy and confidentiality is one of the most important things. Our survivors' issues and life can't be our coffee table talks. Practice self-care, support them to do that. And for the frontliners, it's very important when we work as a social workers with the victims, it's very important to know for us how to do self-care for ourselves also, because very soon we're gonna get burnout. Every survivor journey is unique. Most important is to listen, validate, empower, not to be judgmental. Road can be long, but with compassionate support, survivors can rebuild their lives and find hope. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the number of best practices that you've provided for us. I think we as women religious can definitely resonate with that of self-care, since many of us have been brought up in environments where that aspect of life is often not a priority. We take another moment to interiorize what has been given to us. from the Middle East, we move to the very, very south of our continent. I've always wanted to go there to see the water go around backward. We're going to Oceania, my friends. And we have Marguerite Buckley, who represents Australia in Oceania, speaking on Acra's companionship program. And Marguerite will also speak in English.
Thank you very much, everyone, for the opportunity. Inspired by Jesus' words, I have come that you may have life and have it to the full, Acra has developed its program of strong, person-centred and aptly named companionship. Currently, this program supports almost 40 women and about 45 of their children. Acra's companionship program acknowledges that being removed from a trafficking or exploitative situation is just the beginning of a long process of healing and recovery. To be transformed from survivor to thriver often means confronting multiple and complex challenges, including employment, housing, legal, visa, health, education, relationships, and financial challenges for many, many years. Recovery is a journey, sometimes lifelong, from exploitation and abuse to a new life of self-reliance, security, and hope. Acra's key focus is on maintaining a deep respect for the dignity and uniqueness of each person, to assist survivors as they continue to lead their own healing and take charge of their lives. Acra's companions are carefully selected. The role is not for everyone. They receive ongoing training and supervision, and the highest of safeguarding principles are maintained to ensure that the companionship provided is safe, respectful, and supportive. Survivors are referred to Acra by a range of agencies, including the Red Cross, the Australian Federal Police, and other civil society groups. Each companionship relationship is different depending on the needs of the survivor. They may be companioned for a relatively short time, sometimes for many years. Acra companions are not intended to be problem solvers. Rather, they seek to provide a steady listening ear, encouragement, support, affirmation, and occasionally a word of advice. This is a sacred relationship of the heart, one inspired by a deep respect for the determination, courage, and resilience of the women they support. As important as casework and support agencies are, it is Acra's experience that caseworkers from support providers often change. In the same 15 years that one of our Acra members accompanied a young woman, that young woman had 23 changes of caseworker. The beauty of Acra's companionship program is its gentle constancy. Can I give you two examples? Acra's Therese had been companioning Jane for 15 years. In that time, Jane's young children have grown up, with Therese being considered part of the family. Recently, one of Jane's daughters asked Therese, in the absence of a father figure in the family, to walk her down the aisle for her wedding. In another example, Trish has been a companion to Anne for just 2 years. In that time, Anne was diagnosed with cancer and sadly recently died. So important had Trish become to Anne's life that Trish was asked to deliver the eulogy at her funeral. Other companions have supported their companions through court cases, organised the purchase of a car so that a woman could complete her tertiary studies, provided food vouchers, assisted with the process towards Australian citizenship, connected a survivor or her children to counselling services or medical intervention, and much more. And all of this emanates from a regular "how are you" phone call or a casual chat over a cup of coffee. The companionship program informs much of our advocacy and prevention work, and we're able to provide real-life examples to policy and lawmakers to advocate for the legislative, policy and structural changes that are necessary to support people who are trafficked and exploited. Companions agree they receive much more than they give. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marguerite. I think in this moment, we might ask ourselves or bring to mind the people we have companioned in our lives. Thank the Lord for them and ask also, how are we called to be companions? Now we go to Africa. We have Sister Teresa Ani with us from Nigeria. And from Sister Teresa, we will be hearing best practices regarding networking and collaboration. And Sister Teresa will also speak in English.
Greetings to everyone. Just as an introduction, we had Africa yesterday explaining our symbol, and the symbol we came here with is a broom. So as we discuss briefly on networking and collaboration, I invite all of us to have that in mind. A broom, one broom, can be broken. It serves nothing. It can't sweep. But when they are put together, it forms a bunch that can sweep. And we are here because of networking and collaboration. I would say Talita Kum's second nature is networking and collaboration, and that's why we are here. And let's clap for Talita Kum. So we are sharing on the best practice in networking and collaboration. Africa is a continent that believes in the adage, I am because we are. We believe in the adage that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So we all network and collaborate. And in Africa, we want to present this as one of the best practices that we have. We network with government agencies, CSOs, NGOs, but there is a particular group that we have found as a best practice when it comes to networking and collaboration. As networks of Catholic sisters in anti-human trafficking, we collaborate among ourselves and with many organizations in our different countries and beyond. Through that, we exchange ideas, share experiences, and learn. All of this help us to arrive at some best practices. Community involvement is one of the best practices for the following reasons. They serve as signposts. For any activity or awareness creation, they are like the signposts that show us how we can reach where we are going in terms of what is obtainable in the environment, what works and what does not work. Secondly, extension of our legs, eyes, and ears are found in community setting. The community we see what we cannot see. They see what we cannot see. They hear what we cannot hear. They reach where we cannot reach because they live within the villages or town and they know themselves more than we do. From our experiences of rescuing people who are trafficked internally, the community involvement is the secret behind our success stories. From among them, we get reports, especially whenever something is happening. Project implementation. Success of project implementation depends greatly on the extent we have involved the community from the planning to the closure stage. Occasions when we were able to have community liaison person have proven very successful. Interpretation. Back in many African villages, the need for an interpreter is still very vital. When talking about human trafficking to villagers, most people understand better, feel better, and at ease to express themselves and contribute if there is a person who understands and interprets what they say. Their turn-up to activities is also greater when they know that they can follow the input and they are free to speak in their dialect. Training opportunities for indigent youths. By involving the community, we get some of them who offer to train some vulnerable youths at a highly discounted rate or at gratis basis. They become two our benefactors in the mission. Prosecution. With community involvement, prosecution of traffickers by the legal arm of the government is becoming more and more a reality than just a wish. Protection. The community, when involved, we are bolder and courageous to keep moving without much fear. That offers us a certain level of protection because this is a work that one can get frightened very easily, especially when you enter interior villages. Sense of joy and appreciation. It gives the community joy to know that they are part of a positive change in their community. If you just come as the one that brings change, it doesn't make a lot of meaning. But when they are part of it, it does make a lot of meaning, not just for us, but for them too. This is just a video showing the women jubilating after a project was done in their community, and they were part of that project. In conclusion, with these few points, we are confirming that community involvement is one of the best practices in networking and collaboration. We want to go further to tap the resources within the communities where we serve by creating community action groups whenever necessary. Few pockets of results so far in some places is indicative of the importance of this group, especially when they are trained and recognized as a functional group. That way, they offer their very best. Indeed, when we are together, we are stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Teresa. I think what we have been offered is not only a best practice, but also some wisdom. So let us sit with this for a moment. And now we move to our own backyard. From Albania, I'm pleased to present Ana Meko. She'll be speaking on economic empowerment from the Eurat Network, and Ana will also be speaking in English.
Laboratorio Miriam è un progetto di lavoro e di economia sociale, le cui protagoniste sono le donne, le ospiti di Progetto Miriam, che è una casa di accoglienza a Padova della rete antitratta, e anche altre donne in difficoltà inviate dalla Caritas o da altri enti o dai servizi sociali.
È un'opportunità per l'acquisizione di abilità necessarie all'inserimento lavorativo e al raggiungimento dell'autonomia.
È un incontro di culture diverse, in un dialogo costruttivo che rende possibile l'apertura al futuro.
È un sogno al femminile, di socializzazione e condivisione della creatività, perché anche chi è in difficoltà ha dei doni da offrire.
È uno spazio protetto dove si parla, si condivide, si impara la lingua italiana.
È soprattutto uno spazio di cura, di cose belle, della propria bellezza interiore, perché si realizzano oggetti di qualità e si cresce come donne belle.
Development Department at Community House Damaris is designed to create an opportunity for our participants to learn new skills, such as sewing, pottery, jewelry making, and leather. They're not only given the opportunity to learn the new skills, but they are also being paid an hourly wage. This empowers the participants to create products with dignity and to also learn healthy work environment habits.
Urat në Shqip prezanton rrjetin tonë si ura që ndërlidhin sa më shumë aktorë për të kontribuar në luftën kundër këtij fenomeni dhe reintegrimin e personave të mbijetuar.
Nëse duam të ndryshojmë diçka, nëse duam të bëjmë një luftë reale kundër një fenomeni negativ, nuk mund ta bëjmë këtë gjë me indiferencë.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anna Maiko from Albania, representing today Europe. For me, it's a pleasure to be among all of you professionals all over the world. So thank you for the great opportunity and for the messages from the panel. I would share some key messages, not only as a best practice from Europe, but I'm pretty sure it is a practice used for strengthening survivors of trafficking from all over the world. The video is a composition of hard work of professionals from Italy, Greece, and Albania that are doing in their everyday work with the survivors of victims of trafficking. I would say that our major work in parallel way with rehabilitation, psychosocial support, safe housing, shelter, legal support services, one of the major components of reintegration and rehabilitation and resocialization of survivors of trafficking is economic empowerment. It has been proven that life skills and especially soft skills and working with the self-esteem of the survivors of trafficking is one of the major components of their professional growth for every survivor. And what we do is equipping the survivors with the skills to fit to the labor market in every context they are. Working with workshops, seminar, information settings, training programs dedicated to their needs and skills. Focusing on communication, self-care we mentioned before, and for sure, problem solving. Second component, apart with the self-esteem and somehow empowering their soft skills, is employment and vocational training programs that are integral parts of their economic empowerment initiatives. We try to facilitate access to job training and internships, equipping them with individual and professional skills and mostly knowledge. And to ensure complete empowerment, we extend our efforts beyond securing employment. Employment is only one of the components. They are going in parallel way with a set of social care programs, housing, registration in schools, or if they have children in kindergartens or creches. So in parallel way with economic empowerment, providing all the set of services that are important for them to be empowered in their community, integrated in their community. Financial aid or scheme based on the opportunities from the social care departments in the local level, municipality level. Counseling services and parenting skills workshops. And I think that Talita Kum and all of us that are professionals here, apart with the transformative journey of dignity, part of that is also economic empowerment. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, for sharing with us these best practices, but also for allowing us to see the face of several of the networks in Europe. Thank you so much. And again, once again, we take a moment in silence. And now I'd like to present from Canada. We have Renaud Guegua, and she will kind of be following up on the best practices that preceded her. We will hear her report on empowerment initiatives, and Renaud will speak in French.
Merci beaucoup. Notre comité d'action contre la traite humaine interne et internationale, CATI, a été fondé en 2004 et regroupe des communautés religieuses et des groupes de foi qui ont comme langue commune au Canada le français, mais plusieurs de nos communautés membres ont des membres en Amérique centrale, en Amérique du Sud, en Europe, en Afrique et en Asie. Donc, nous avons aussi des nouvelles de ce qui se passe dans différents continents. Mon deuxième point, c'est l'importance de la recherche pour notre comité d'action. En 2009, nous avons eu la chance d'avoir une chercheuse qui a interviewé des hommes à Montréal. Pourquoi ces hommes faisaient appel à des prostituées? Cette recherche, faite en 2009, est disponible en français sur le site web du CATI. En 2012-2013, nous avons eu besoin de regarder ce qui s'est passé dans l'ensemble du Canada sur les besoins des victimes. Aujourd'hui, on dirait survivantes, survivants, mais à ce moment-là, on parlait surtout de victimes. Et nous avons, à cette occasion, le CATI a fondé une coalition québécoise contre la traite des personnes, puisque comme communauté religieuse, on ne pouvait pas tout faire. On s'est dit, nous allons rassembler des policiers, les centres de femmes, les centres jeunesse, le secteur communautaire, les communautés religieuses, non pas pour avoir un refuge parce que ce modèle ne fonctionnait pas, mais plutôt dire, si nous sommes plusieurs autour de la table, nous allons regarder ce que les victimes ont besoin et nous allons être plusieurs à pouvoir répondre à leurs besoins. Donc, nous avons fondé en 2013 cette coalition québécoise contre la traite des personnes. Nous avons aussi une recherche sur le travail forcé qui est aussi disponible en anglais et en français, mais je vais aller tout de suite dans mon troisième point. Le gouvernement du Canada a maintenant implanté sa seconde stratégie de lutte contre la traite. Cette seconde stratégie se termine cette année. Dans cette stratégie, le gouvernement du Canada va bien sûr utiliser les 4 P que nous connaissons dans le protocole de Palerme, soit la prévention, la protection, la poursuite et le partenariat. Mais dans cette stratégie, le gouvernement du Canada a ajouté un autre pilier qui est devenu le premier pilier. Quel est ce premier pilier? C'est l'autonomisation des survivants et des survivantes. Empowerment. Pourquoi le gouvernement canadien a ajouté ce pilier de l'autonomisation? Parce que les organisations canadiennes se sont mobilisées pour dire au gouvernement canadien, il faut ajouter ce pilier. Ce qui est important pour nous, c'est que les survivants et les survivantes retrouvent du pouvoir dans leur vie. C'est ça qui est important. D'où l'idée que le CATI mène actuellement une autre recherche, puisque les recherches nous aident à guider nos partenariats, nos actions. Cette recherche, elle est encore actuelle. C'est une recherche sur l'autonomisation des survivants et des survivantes. Cette recherche, elle est anonyme, confidentielle. C'est possible de répondre au questionnaire que nous avons fait en 4 langues et nous avons aussi une feuille. Si vous souhaitez regarder le questionnaire, si vous souhaitez y participer ou si vous pensez qu'une organisation de votre pays pourrait répondre, ce serait formidable. Cette feuille, elle est disponible à l'exposition où vous pouvez venir me voir. Ce qui est important, c'est que nous voulons savoir quelles sont les meilleures pratiques pour permettre aux femmes et même aux hommes, parce qu'on a aussi au Canada, on a des hommes qui sont victimes de travail forcé, comment c'est important que nous puissions voir qu'est-ce qui les aide. Parce que nous avons, et je termine avec ça, ma sœur, merci, nous avons eu un cas d'un travailleur migrant en Ontario qui a été libéré par la police. Quelque temps après, il s'est suicidé. Peut-être qu'il n'avait pas eu tous les services, on n'avait pas été capable de le soutenir. Et ce cas nous a beaucoup, beaucoup frappés et touchés. On s'est dit, il faut savoir quelles sont les meilleures pratiques pour l'autonomisation. Merci beaucoup de votre attention.
Thank you so much, and perhaps this may even become a model for us as we move toward solving what we see as things that need solving in the world is through questionnaires such as this, getting information, conducting research in order to provide real and timely solutions. And again, we take a moment. Thank you. We'd like to conclude once again putting our survivors, but also Talitha Kum at the center here. So we'll conclude with a video prepared by Wells of Hope Network Lebanon.
هيدي حقيقة حالة نحن التقينا فيها بمنطقة هون بلبنان وهن مهجرين وحكيتنا حقيقة عن المعاناة تبعها وكيف هدي كانت ضحية إتجار. في 2016 ابتدينا نشوف مخاطر الإتجار بالبشر. مشان هيك تاليتا كوم انترناسيونال بعثت ممثلة من روما التقينا مع الاتحاد الرئيسات العامات وهون الرئيسات العامات ألبسوني الثوب إنه أنا بدي رافقة لهالمسار وإذا كان مجال إنه نحن نقدر نقوم لأنه اختبرنا إنه حقيقة الشرق الأوسط هو ساحة يباع فيها الأشخاص. ونحن شفنا إنه بلادنا هي بلاد تصدير، بلاد مرور، وبلاد انطلاق إلى البلدان الأخرى. نحن بلبنان نحن 15 شخص، نحن عم نشتغل على كل الأراضي اللبنانية. بسوريا في عنا فريق عمل، بالأردن عنا فريق عمل، بمصر عنا فريق عمل. نيري هلا حتشوفيها كانت عم تعمل توعية للنساء، 15 امرأة. بآخر الصالة في بنت كل الوقت هي وتبكي، فالمدربة انحنت علي وقلت لها إذا ما في عندك إزعاج فيني ساعدك، ليش أنت يعني بعتذر. قلت لها أنت كنت عم بتقولي قصتي.
أنا تعرضت لإتجار بالبشر لفترة 7 سنين. حطوني بشقة، كان لازم كل يوم جيب مبلغ معين. إذا هالمبلغ ما أمنته يومية كنت اتعلق فروج، يحرموني من الأكل على فترة معينة، تعرض لحرق بالسويجير بإجرية، في بنات ماتوا بالتعنيف. حاولت أهرب 3 مرات، 3 مرات لقطوني، 3 مرات تعرضت لأبشع أنواع التعذيب. تعرضت لإطلاق نار بإجري مرة منهم، تعرضت للحمل 3 مرات، جبروني أجهض بال3 مرات. بوحدة منهم كانت طريقة كتير قاسية، كنت سميها طريقة سياخ اللحمة. بفضل برنامج تيليتاكوم وبفضل نايري قدرت أوقف على إجريي، لأنه سمحوا لي إني أقعد بمحل محمي ومأمن.
مع الظروف الصعبة اللي لبنان عم بيعيشها من ناحية اقتصادية اجتماعية وسياسية، أكيد رقم عم بيعلى بالإتجار بالبشر. نحن دورنا بالأرض أنه نعمل بريفنشن لكل المجتمع، ونشتغل بعد أكثر مع هاي ريسك كيسز يلي هن أكثر عرضة للإتجار، كرمال نحميهم. وأكيد الأفراد اللي هن أصلاً متاجر فيهم عم نشتغل معهم على صعيد نفسي اجتماعي، وعلى صعيد تمكين اقتصادي واجتماعي، في حال أنه يرجعوا يعملوا انتجريشن بقلب المجتمع. نحن عم نكون عم نرافقهم لفترة معينة، أكيد الفترة يلي هن بيضلوا بحاجة لها وبدهم إيانا.
So thank you all for bringing these best practices with you today, but we know that these best practices represent years and years of work out on the field that all of you have been involved with. So thank you to you all. I ask that you please remain in your seats, and Sister Maria will give us will take the floor for a few moments, and then we'll go for our break.